So I think the best time to sell the company is when you're not selling the company, right? And it's the same thing that applies to fundraise in some sense as well. I think the challenge is always that people, either get too attached to what they are building, right? So it's like, this is my baby, and how can I let go of it? I think it's useful to constantly be able to take a outside-in view of whatever things in life, right? So, if there's a skill that you're looking to build, I would say like build the skill of being able to take a different point of view and look at the same situation in whatever aspect of life you are in. I think just from the acquisition standpoint, the other mistake that people make is they either get too gung-ho about the process too early on, or they don't realize when the trigger is getting pulled, right? So I'll just kind of break that up a little bit. So very often I get calls and emails from founders who just received an email from somebody who's like, I'm interested in your company, let's set up a call. And they're all excited and they're like, what, this is an acquisition offer. And I'm like, no, this is not an acquisition offer. The second thing is that when you get a communication like that, oftentimes people are like, okay, you know what, now I want to get on the call so that I can know what is the number they are offering me. But the fact is that they're not going to offer you a number on that first call. They are going to have to look at a bunch of data, get to know you better, do a bunch of things before they'll get to any semblance of a number, right? And so, the decision that you have to make is, do you want to engage with them to the level that you even get to a number, right? Because in getting to a number, you're going to have to reveal a lot of your data and details that, if that person is a competitor in the same space, you might or might not want to, right? But the other more personal decision from a founder standpoint is to also say, if there is a number on the table and I walk away from that number, will I be able to live with myself and go at my business with the same enthusiasm that I'm going at it today, right? Or will that number always be like a lead block, weighing me down and saying, hey, you know what, maybe I should have done that, right? Like every time something is not going right in your business, will you be like, oh, I left that on the table? So I think it's important to understand that the decision is as much personal as it is a business decision, and the business decision is not in isolation of the environment, right? So it's a business decision, but it's not just about what's happening in your company or what you're building, but it's a business decision in the context of how the competitive landscape is evolving, how the economy is doing, what is the investor sentiment like. There's a bunch of other things that come into play.